Hey, what's up, y'all? How's it going? Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be speaking about the skill of learning to think and decide for ourselves. This is a skill that I never practiced. I didn't know pretty much anything that we do in life is a skill. Anything that we're doing is a skill. Being a parent, anything. So, anything you're learning at work, art, music, anything that you do because you become better at it. Binge watching TV, movies, YouTubers, those are all skills. Some of them are in alignment with your purpose, with your vision, with the life that you see yourself living, that you see yourself creating. So that's why it's important to have intention, to have an intention of what kind of life you want to live. How do you see yourself living? If you see yourself, because if we don't have an intention, if we don't have a vision for our lives, we perish. If we're not mindful of where we are, what season we are in our vision, in relationship to our vision, then it's as if we're lost. It's as if we're driving with our eyes closed. We're driving, we could run into a car, run over a person, we could get a flat tire, fall into a ditch. This is kind of like how it is if we are just passively waiting for life to happen for us, which is the way that I used to live my life in the past. I used to live that way, and then no wonder I had all kinds of problems happening to me. I had no knowledge of who I was, of my vision, my purpose, of what kind of life I saw myself living. And all of this led me to all the challenges that I speak about now in my channel that are now blessings. These are all blessings because they gave me greater clarity, and I learned to have an open mindset, and to start working on my vision and all of that good stuff. And I learned these skills right here through my own. So I learned to think and decide. I make the final decision. I learned to make the final decision for myself over time and through my own experiences, because through my own life experience. So let's see. Let me pause it real quick. All right. So I learned to take other people's opinions of myself. It could be circumstances, conditions, things that I'm going through in my life. It could be something big. It could be something little. I learned to take their opinions into consideration. So considering their opinion and not allow their opinions of their limited perception make and influence my final decision. Because they are not me. They are not living my life. They are not they are not living my life. For example, you right now, you're not living my life. If you know me, you're in my life. You're a part of my life, but you are not me. You don't know how I feel. You don't know my emotional state. You don't know my state of mind. You don't know my vision. You don't know any of that. And then the other side of the coin, it's the same thing with you. I don't know who you are. I don't know, even if you are in my life, I don't know how you feel, your state of being, your mindset, because we can all put a mask on and act like we're all good, but when we go home and we're alone, that's when when we know the truth, when we know ourselves, right? How we truly feel about ourselves, about our life, where we are at. So other individuals don't truly know my circumstances, and they will not have to deal with the consequences of whatever decisions I make. In the past, by allowing other individuals, other people to influence my ultimate decision, it led me to create more problems for myself. And I had to live with these challenges, with the consequences. They didn't have to live with them. That's why it could be even family members, it could be friends, it could be any individual in your life, coworkers. They could be, you could be having a problem. In the past, what I used to do is I'd be like, hey, I'm going through this and that. What do you think? Number one, if they haven't even overcome that challenge, a similar challenge, then they're not the person to go to for an opinion, Because as I said, they're not living your life. They don't know what I am going through, what you're going through. They don't really understand. And they're not going to have to live with those consequences. They're not going to have to. We will have to live with those consequences. I had to live with the consequences of going to prison. That's one example that I'm going to talk about right now. The individuals that, hey, or my friends at the time, should we go do this? Let's go party. Let's go have a good time. But they didn't have to live with those. I'm the one that has to have those felonies in my record for the rest of my life. I'm the one that had to be in prison. I'm the one that had to pay all that money to the courts. I'm the one that had to, and it didn't just influence me or affect me. It affected my family members, my parents, my sisters, everyone around me, my children. It affected them, not myself. I mean, not the people that could have been that I was partying with, or it didn't affect the individuals that I was asking for advice. So this is why I learned through my own experience the skill of thinking and deciding for myself, of using my own mind to think and decide for myself. So that one example that I'm talking about is getting charged with the felonies that I have. So those individuals were there for the fun experiences, but once I was in prison, they were nowhere to be found. I can count the number of people in one hand, of the individuals who actually visited me in prison. And I was there a few times. One time, 2 or 3 times for about 3 months. The longest run that I had was about 6 months. Well, 9 months in total. The long stretch that I was in prison. And I can count the number of people in one hand of the people who actually visited me in prison. 9 months that I was there. And not including the other times as I was speaking about. So at the end of the day, it's truly up to us to learn to think for ourselves, to make the correct decisions, and to think, am I asking the right person for their opinion? And they can give me their opinion. I take other people's opinions into consideration now, but I'm the one that decides at the end of the day. Is this truly what I want? Is this truly what is in alignment with the vision that I have for my life? With the kind of life that I want? So what do I truly want? And so over time and through my own experience, as I said, I learned to think for myself and decide for myself. And people may tell me this, hey Miguel, this, what about that, and because they're looking at it from their perception, from the outside. That's why perceptions are very important. When I learned about perception, it's their perception. Like my child has her perception. If she's 3 years old right now, if I lift her up, I put her in my shoulder. That's why she loves going on my shoulders, because she's able to see more. She's able to see from a different vantage point. In the same sense, I don't have your perception. You don't have, and you don't have my perception. We can communicate, and that's how we gather more information. But learning to take other people's opinions into consideration is different than just going like what I used to do is like, hey, what do you think? And then they would tell me, well, do this. And then I'd just go and do it. And I'd follow people off of the mountain. And that led me to more pain, creating more challenges for myself. And those individuals had nothing. They didn't have to live with those consequences. They were over there living their own lives. And maybe they didn't really mean it in a negative way. Like, giving me their advice to hurt me further. Maybe they actually meant it in a good way. But as I said, we all have our limitations and our limited perception of one another and even of ourselves. Right now, I don't know everything. That's why I'm content. That's why this is my new way of life. Continually being mindful of myself, and is this truly what I want in all areas of my life. So this is the way life is, and I'm learning to. It's like being a parent. They don't just give you a book, right? You don't just get a book and this is how it's gonna be, and you follow these instructions. Nope. Each child is different, and you're just continually learning to do your best. This is what I know now. When I was younger, I used to judge my parents, but now I understand, they were doing the best that they could with the knowledge and the experience that they had gained up until then. If they knew better, they would do better, because I know that I'm doing the best that I can with my children, with my life. But now I also know that I have the power to make my life either better or to make it worse. It's up to me. And this is the messages that I intend on sharing in this channel for each of you guys, for whoever's watching it right now, and for the people in the future. These videos are going to be there. And that's the intention. That you may improve your life, that you may be able to wake up to your potential and realize that you have the power, but you have to overcome your limitations. Be mindful of yourself, have your vision, have your purpose, know who are the individuals in your life who actually care about you, who actually want the best for you, and who are the individuals in your life who are actually just going and looking for fun and just, are not going to be there to deal with the consequences of the decisions that you make for your life. So, thank you guys for your time. Like, save, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, people. Leave a comment. Thank you guys for your time. My so far 19 subscribers. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time. And remember, share the video if it added any value to you guys. Share it. Leave a comment. Let's start a conversation. I'm here. I'm open. And so that we can gain more clarity, that I may be of greater service, help you guys more. Remember, the skill to learn to think for yourself and make the final decision for yourself. Is this truly what I want? And not allowing other individuals to influence us. Using it more as information and analyzing what's going on in our lives right now. And then going from there. All right, guys. See y'all later.